Hi, I'm Lee. Muriel is behind the camera today. Welcome to our van venture. Today we're installing the side door window. It's from CR Lawrence. It's sitting right there. We're going to do it basically the same way we did the back two windows, but it's a much bigger hole, so we waited till last because we were a little nervous. But this is how we do it. This is our CR Lawrence window, the FW62AR. It's designed to fit perfectly in the spot, the factory location. It uses a clamp ring to go around and hold it in place, just like the back windows. You got the clamp ring. I've test fit the clamp ring on the door. I've test fit the clamp ring. It fits perfectly, exactly as it should, to the inside of the clamp ring, to this edge right here all the way around. On the back windows, we had to cut the ribs higher because the clamp ring would fit like so. But on this one, the ribs are cut even with the outside skin. To prevent rust and metal from getting down in the door, I've run a bead of caulking all the way around, and I've shot caulking back up in here. Hopefully I got most of this full, so when I cut through it won't drop down in the door. I'm going to go right along the edge all the way around the door, and I'm going to make some marks. All the way around. If you look on the outside, you'll be able to see exactly where the metal needs to be cut. You don't have to make a hole in the van, you just have to make a dimple so that you can know where this location is on the outside. Now we'll connect the dots, just like that little game you used to play when you were a kid. We'll do that all the way around. I've taken and put blue tape over all the cracks where metal shavings might get down into, hard to get out. We're going to be drilling a hole to start our jigsaw, but I want to make sure everything's protected nice and good from metal shavings. This is the outside. This is the inside. I've got it taped all around, everywhere shavings may fall. Have the tarp laid out to catch anything that may fall this side, and of course we have the caulking around the crack to keep the metals from falling down in the door. I chose a drill bit that's about the same size as my jigsaw bit, so now I'm going to pop the first hole, which will be a starting point. I've also put tape on the bottom of my jigsaw to keep from scratching the van. I've got the starter holes, my safety glasses, and it's time to start.
if you notice, Lee's cutting the bottom part first, because that way it avoids, if you cut the top first, the metal will flop on you and it's harder to finish. If you cut the bottom first and then you put blue tape on the outside to add stability, it makes it easier to finish the whole cut.
I'll place tape on the loose panels that have already been cut to give it a little bit more rigidity so it doesn't flop around as much when you're trying to cut. It'll get really bad when you get to the last side. So the more tape you have on it, the more steady your panel will be. We've either got a really cool window or a really bad hole. Hopefully it's a cool window. Test fit. Need to do a little trim work. Hopefully it'll drop right into place.
And this is test fit number 4, maybe, or 5. The window was hitting, so we had to, or Lee had to, keep cutting little parts of the opening to make sure the window would fit in the...
And we have to trim a little more. We've test fit the window a couple of times. Had to trim a little bit because we had cut I had cut the hole too small, but better too small than too big. Now I'm going to take the file, go around the edge and clean it up. Once I clean it up, I'll prime it, paint it, and clean the edges with acetone before we put the window back in. Okay, we've got the filing all done. We need to put some rust proofing on it. We use Zero Rust. It's got zinc in it. We're not sponsored or anything, but we really like this product. Spray a little bit in the cup. Take a foam brush, dip it in the paint, dab it on. Just like that. We'll do a couple of coats all the way around. Then we'll come back with some top paint. I used a drill with a Phillips head bit to get these started. It had to compress quite a bit for the rubber seal on the outside to compressed. You shouldn't use the drill to do the final tightening. You might strip the screws out. So I'm just coming back with a Phillips head screwdriver, checking every one of them. And I'm kind of bouncing around from one side to the other, skipping like every other one. Then I'll come back and fill it in. Just don't want to put too much pressure on one side and warp the window. But other than that, we're probably pretty close to cleaning up and doing a water test. I like the window, looks good. We just have to finish it off on the inside, but the trim ring looks good. Sealed in pretty good. One suggestion, the Phillips head screws, they're a pain in the butt. They slip, strip, and everything else. If you could replace these small little screws with a Torx bit, it would really make things a lot easier. Little tip for CR Lawrence if they're listening. Well, the water test was successful, no leaks. Went in, checked everywhere pretty good. Everything's tightened down, buttoned down, good to go. Another project we signed off. We hope you like and find something that we did helpful in your journey in putting your windows in. If you've got any tips, we're learning as we go, so don't forget to comment below. Tell us anything you know that might have helped us save some time or done something better. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us. We'll see you next time.